let's talk a little bit of Steelers football, man. How can the Steelers fix some of the red zone woes? The last couple of games, or basically, let's just call it all season. The Steelers haven't been great in the red zone. Last few games, it's been even worse. But here's the thing that I will say. The red zone inefficiencies have gotten worse under Russell Wilson. We thought they'd get better. But when Justin Fields was in the lineup, it was somewhere around, I think it was 62%, and now we're in the 30s. That's terrible, being in the 30s. Now, let's break down why some of that is. Because the first thing everybody wants to say is, well, just put Justin Fields in there and we can run. Okay, but is it maybe we played against some teams that weren't as good as what we're playing right now? Or do you think it's just a quarterback thing? Because to me, I don't think it's just a quarterback thing. And what I mean by that is, I think first off, Arthur Smith, we got to have better play calling. Let's just end the story. We have to have better play calling from Arthur Smith. What we're doing in the red zone isn't working. So we got to have better play calls. We're too predictable, no imagination. Wide receivers, even when we get in a scramble drill, they don't get open. We got to be better at, the schematics of everything. That's number one. Russell Wilson not being able to run is a problem. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Clearly, you're going to be a more dangerous team when you have a run, read option type of thing. You're going to be a better team when you have that at your disposal. And Russell Wilson doesn't offer that. But to say that and then not acknowledge that Russell Wilson is twice the passer that Justin Fields is, well, then what are we talking about? Because we all know that Russell Wilson is twice the passer that Justin Fields is. It's just plain as day. So I think the first thing is we got to get some better play calls. What we're doing in the red zone just isn't working. That's number one. Number two, the wide receivers got to do a better job of getting open. They just have to be better. No ifs, ands, or buts. They just have to be better. What we're getting out from them isn't good enough in the red zone. It's just not. Now, some of that is scheme. Some of that, they can't help what it is, but some of that is them. So wide receivers have to be better. I would also say the offensive line has to be better because one of the things that the Steelers, in the red zone offense that we're terrible is short yardage. The Steelers are awful in short yardage. That's an offensive line kind of an attitude thing. Yes, you can have better schematics. I understand that. Better play calls. I understand that. But let's not kid ourselves. The Steelers' offensive line is we're just bad in short yardage situations. We have been all year, so that's an area of concern. Now, part of that is because I don't know why the Steelers refuse to have a fullback on their football team. Look, we had Jack Coletto. We get rid of him. Connor Hayward is not an NFL caliber blocking tight end, H-back, fullback, whatever you want to call him. Connor Hayward's not an NFL caliber. And that's not his fault. We can't blame him for not being NFL caliber. We can blame the Steelers for having him do that. But look, why do we need 4 tight ends? Why not just get a fullback on the team and use him as a fullback and let him do some of those things in short yardage that a fullback does? Connor Hayward's just not that guy. He's not going to be the lead blocker. We can use him as that, and we have used him as that, but that doesn't mean that that's what, his skill set is, and that's what he's going to be good at doing. Just get a fullback. Put a fullback back there, and then let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens. So, but yeah, the offensive line has been a problem, but not having a fullback is a big problem too because we're just not good in short yardage. So I think we got to do a lot to get better, man. The schematics of it all, offensive line play, Russ has got to do a better job. Let's not alleviate him. He's got to do a better job too. The wide receivers, it's collectively. The Steelers have just been bad in the red zone. I don't think the Steelers are aggressive enough. If you ask me, I think the Steelers got to be even more aggressive, in the red zone. Throw the ball a little bit more. Throw it over the middle. And that's one of the problems. Russ doesn't like throwing the ball over the middle. But you got to in the red zone. It's just something that has to happen. So I just and everything I know somebody's talking about, and we'll get to it. You can't have every short yardage situation be a Justin Fields package. You can't do that. We act like Justin Fields is the savior of short yardage. Well, let's hold our horses here. It's not like the Steelers were just a lockdown short yardage situation when Justin Fields was playing. Yeah, I mean, let's not act like he was the savior of short yardage. It was better than what it is now. Okay, yeah, absolutely. But let's not kid ourselves into thinking that, oh, well, Justin Fields, we'll just bring him into the game and we're going to get these short yardage plays. We saw that against Cleveland. How'd that work? We brought him in, and how did that work? Yeah, it didn't. So that's what I'm saying. It's not just alleviate all the problems by bringing in Justin Fields and all of a sudden he's the end all of end all. I like bringing him in from time to time, but if your starting quarterback can't get you yards, if you can't rely on your starting quarterback to get you yards in a short yardage situation, I would say that's a problem in itself. But I also don't want to put it all on Russell Wilson. We can't just blame him and say, well, short yardage, it's all Russ's fault. It's not. It's just not. There's a multitude of problems that go into all of this. And so you can't just blame it on the quarterback. Having said all of that and all of that I just defended, giving Justin Fields and more of an opportunity, yeah. Now, it can't be like we did against Cleveland, bring Justin Fields, third and short, bring him in and let him throw a 30-yard moon ball down the sidelines in the snow. I mean, that can't be the option, which, again, kind of goes to Arthur Smith. What the hell are you doing? Like, how is that even in the playbook with Justin Fields out there? What are we doing? And I understand maybe you want to throw the ball and mix it up a little bit because teams know that when Fields comes in, more than not, you're going to run the football. I agree. But you got to still have some flexibility to throw the football, but you got to plan. You just got to have a better plan. So you got to have the plan. So, but it is what it is. The red zone issues we have got to fix. Short yardage issues we have got to fix. We can't be this bad in the red zone and in short yardage if we're going to go to where we're trying to go. You know what I mean? We just can't be that bad of a football team at what we're trying to do. So, let's see here. The offensive line says, my man, the Egyptian Queen. The offensive line has been horrible the past 2 weeks. We have to be able to run the ball. Until we control the line of scrimmage, we won't go too far. We need an elite O-line to open up the playbook. Well, I agree. I don't know if we need an elite O-line, but the offensive line has to be better. I mean, it's just got to be better. And you're right. The last 2 weeks has not been great. Has not been great. We got to be better. So, again, I don't know if you have to have an elite O-line, but the O-line's got to start playing some football. It's time. These guys have been playing together long enough. It's just time. 11 games in. It's time to start putting some stuff together. Sustain drives. That's the thing for me. Got to start sustaining some drives. So I appreciate you all being in here, man. I really do. Like I said, I was feeling good, feeling a little bit better. Just wanted to kind of have a little impromptu live. You guys may or may not have heard or seen from me for a while. And sometimes it's out of sight, out of mind. So I don't want you guys to forget about me. I appreciate it. If you want to ensure that you get your comment, question, rant, anything put up, you know how all that works. Super chats are wide open, man. So we appreciate you guys and the support that you guys have given to the channel. So let's move on.